Welcome back to Simply Green Radio here on News Radio 1180 WHAM. Simply Green Radio brought to you by Simply Green Energy and Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a website that we can give out tonight, folks, mysimplygreenenergy.com. Again, mysimplygreenenergy.com. I want to go right to the phone lines right now. We will welcome in Nick from Albion. Nick, thanks for being patient, and welcome to Simply Green Radio.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, thanks.
I got a question about the older toilets. My father, I don't know, we're old school, and back in the 70s, he bought this house. And he still lives in it today. And he had this ugliest green toilet with this tank that looked like it belonged on a 56 Chevy. This thing was big. And then when the water conservation stuff came out, I says, hey, this is a perfect opportunity to get rid of this god-ugly toilet, I'm thinking. So I go run to my dad, and I said, hey, Dad, I says, I got great news. I'm going to get you a new toilet. He goes, why? I says, because they got the new water energy toilets out, and, it's better for the economy and everything. And he goes, I got one already. I says, let me see. I couldn't wait to go in this bathroom. And I go in this bathroom, and there's that same old ugly green tank. And I says, what are you talking about? He goes, look inside. And I look inside, and he's got 2 old canning jars, and they're full of stones. Well, how can I argue? And he goes, it takes up space. I'm using less water, and it works great.
Well, he's right, Nick. He's right in the sense that he was using less water. However, that design of that bowl really wasn't made for using less water to flush with.
Because I he kind of I lost the argument because I thought the same way he's thinking, and I'm seeing less water and the toilet still flushes. So really, what can I tell him to convince him? Because it's still there.
Well, I know Jeff is a good ROI on the return on investment on the WaterSense labeled toilets. But if just 1 out of every 10 households in New York replaced its older, inefficient toilets, sounds like the one you're talking about, with the WaterSense labeled toilets, it can save 8 billion gallons of water and more than 46 million in water bills annually. So when you're talking about a return on investment, you might want to pitch it to him that way. And Jeff, maybe you can let our caller Nick know what the return is on one of the products that you sell.
Sure. We represent Mansfield, and they have a product called the Summit. And the EPA, it's a WaterSense labeled toilet. If the EPA estimates about $90 per year in savings by going to a WaterSense labeled product, which represents about $2,000 over the lifetime of the fixture, which is probably about 20 years or so. But if your father still has his green toilet and he's stuck on green, putting a couple bricks in it, or like you say, cans of whatever inside the tank are going to displace some of that water. The only thing you might see is some degrading of how the thing works, but I guess
let me take a shot at him. Let me take a shot. Hey, Nick.
He's mechanical.
Nick, this is Pete.
Okay.
Let me take a shot at it.
Okay.
When you just put bricks into a toilet that's designed to work with 5 gallons, all you're really doing is using less water, but you have a weaker flush. The old toilets needed to use a lot of water, so the paper products, as they travel through the system, the sewer system, they could hydroplane. The paper would float down the line. If you look at these newer toilets, they flush fast and hard. They need velocity because they don't have the water anymore.
So his toilet isn't working properly anymore.
No, it's not optimal. Absolutely not. He's using less water, but that toilet is not designed to work with the less water. It's designed to work with the original amount of water. So what happens is you get more restrictions in your toilets, you get more restrictions in your sewer systems, and then you call Mr. Rooter more often. But that's okay.
Hey, Nick, thanks for the phone call. We appreciate it. We're out of time, unfortunately, but we appreciate the call. I would say 222-1180, but unfortunately, we are kind of running out of time. The music's going to start playing here in about a minute.
And we have to do that giveaway,
We
Brenda.
will do that, yeah. But and I wanted to ask you, what is this I hear? You're jumping ship on us next week. You're not going to be here.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I did want to say I will miss you all terribly, but I'm going to be doing some real solar
Research?
Research. Yeah, down in Miami next week.
Fun.
So
Miami.
I'll miss you all, but I'm sure you're going to be good with Tom Paikunka. He'll be our guest next week. He's going to be on the show. He's an engineer, geothermal climate master equipment. So got a lot of stuff to talk about with him next week.
Good to know. We appreciate it. All right. I want to thank Jeff Lucier. And Jeff, we'll be giving away here a deluxe shower head, and it will be installed by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. So we will take the 11th caller right now, 222-1180. Again, that number, 222-1180. The 11th caller wins a deluxe shower head courtesy of Jeff Lucier and Delta Faucets, and that will be, again, installed by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. So a big thank you to Maurice Aubry, Pete Morisi, True Story Pete, and also Brenna Hartman for being here in studio tonight. We appreciate it. Look forward to seeing at least two of you next week. And
right.
Brenna,
maybe I'll get a chance to talk a little more next week.
Well, and then, with us guys just around the table, we can, talk like guys do.
Exactly.
So.
I might have to call in,
just to make sure that we're on our best behavior. 222-1180, that number again for that deluxe shower head, again, courtesy of Jeff Lucier and Delta Faucets. 222-1180. Again, a big thank you to Maurice Aubry, Pete Morisi, and Brenna Hartman. This is Simply Green Radio, here brought to you by Simply Green Energy and Mr. Rooter Plumbing here on News Radio 1180 WHAM.